Finished 44th for £1,500. I'm in it again now this year for 25p.
You've got to be optimistic that anything can happen, but like, just keep your eye on the prize.
Nice cheap buy and anyone can afford it, really friendly tables, great opportunity, really recommend anyone who's thinking of giving it a go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the champion of the Goliath 2017, Elliot Maurice. Please join us in 2018 because it is going to be spectacular.
Qualified for the last 2 years running on grosvenorcasinos.com from the 25p spin up last year. Finished 44th for £1,500. I'm in it again now this year for 25p.
You've got to be optimistic that anything can happen, but like, just keep your eye on the prize.
Nice cheap buy and anyone can afford it, really friendly tables, great opportunity, really recommend anyone who's thinking of giving it a go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the champion of the Goliath 2017, Elliot Maurice. Please join us in 2018 because it is going to be spectacular.
Qualified for the last 2 years running on grosvenorcasinos.com from the 25p spin up last year. Finished 44th for £1,500. I'm in it again now this year for 25p.
You've got to be optimistic that anything can happen, but like, just keep your eye on the prize.
cheap buy and anyone can afford it. Really friendly tables, great opportunity. Really recommend anyone who's thinking of giving it a go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the champion of the Goliath 2017, Elliot Maurice. Please join us in 2018 because it is going to be spectacular.
Qualified for the last 2 years running on GrosvenorCasinos.com from a 25p spin up last year. Finished 44th for £1,500. I'm in it again now this year for 25p.
You've got to be optimistic that anything can happen, but like, just keep your eye on the prize.
Nice cheap buy and anyone can afford it. Really friendly tables, great opportunity. Really recommend anyone who's thinking of giving it a go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the champion of the Goliath 2017, Elliot Maurice. Please join us in 2018 because it is going to be spectacular.
Qualified for the last 2 years running on GrosvenorCasinos.com from a 25p spin up last year. Finished 44th for £1,500. I'm in it again.
Lines 1,200, 3,400.
Yes, and 300 from everybody.
Blinds? 12. When we finish level 15.
And we are back for the final session of the day. New feature table for everyone. We've got 4 levels now rather than the usual 3. 4 levels to close out the day. 40 minutes each, so we've got about 2 hours and 40 minutes left of coverage. And seat 1, we've got Brett Sinclair. Seat 2, Byron Sugars. Seat 4, Patrick Wiper. Seat 5, Didzis Vilcans. Seat 6, Stephen Draper. Seat 7, Antonio Casula. Seat 8, Jonathan Hughes. And in Seat 9, we've got Alex Grigori. So that's the table we've got for the final session of the day. If everyone can please refresh if the stream isn't up to date. I don't know why I said that, because if you haven't refreshed you wouldn't have heard me say that. So Towers typed it in, so there we go. And here we go. So Patrick getting involved the first hand, raises it up to 5k.
Very slow.
So Stephen elects to free bet on the button to 15k here. This looks really nutted here off of his stack size. He has an ace blocker, so he does block some value that can continue in this pot. But Patrick not going anywhere with the Jack 10 of diamonds. But now if you look at the pot, it's less than 1 SPR, stack to pot ratio, less than a pot size bet behind effective. Flop of ace, queen, queen. Almost certain this is going to go check, check a lot of the time. The ace 9. Yeah, it does go check, check. I don't, it was a bet, sorry. Didn't see that. I would like to see Stephen, after 3-bet bluffing the ace 9 there, just checking behind. Give your opponent room to bluff on the turn and sort of bet him. It's hard to get caught by a better hand. All under pairs folded to the board. You're only really getting queen x and better ace x to continue. And pinning a 3-bet out of position. Ace x that has continued. It's going to be beating ace 9. But he takes the pot down nonetheless. Nice little 3-bet attempt on the buttoner. And he did take it down with a c-bet after flopping the best hand. So blinds are 12-24. Brett is under the gun with the King Jack of Hearts. Oh, sorry, the King Jack off. Need my eyes tested. We are 8-handed at the moment, no one in seat 3, so full ring. Expect to have seen this just go into the mark, but he's now elected to open. I would have preferred to just see a fold from Brett with the King Jack off, a bit loose under the gun. And this is a problem as well when you see Byron's woken up with Jacks behind. It's just got so many players it needs to get through under the gun open, and that's why ranges need to be tighter the earlier you are position wise. So it looks like Brett's just won the pot regarding the action tracker, but we'll just wait for it to catch up. I'm assuming Byron has 3-bet the Jacks, but it looks like he's just flatted. In fact, we're going to a flop. Byron was in the comms booth earlier for a bit with us. Flop of ace 9-4. Yeah, Mike, he came in the comms booth for about 10-15 minutes earlier and mentioned it regarding Ben Wilson. And there are some charity buckets on site for anyone wishing to donate, help his family with funeral costs and etc. And a few players playing today wearing the shirt in memory of Ben. Really nice gesture. So Byron puts a small bet in with the Jacks and is cool. He's expect him to check behind this river a lot of the time after this action though. Expect it just to go check, maybe betting to get a free showdown. But no, he's going for fin value here, if he does elect to bet. Expect to see a check, but if he does go for fin value, has gone for fin value. Better 26k. And the king higher Brett, not really beating much here. He's opened under the gun. Byron flatted under the gun +1. It's not really much that we beat. We actually lose to some bluffs as well, like king queen can be a plausible bluff. King queen suited that he may have just elected to flat, so Brett just gets out of the way. But was surprised to see a bet on that river. Would have had his reasons. It's just very hard to get called by a worse hand in that spot, unaware of his thought process.
With all the players playing 25-50 tournaments, we take your seats. The tournament recommences in 2 minutes. With all the players in 25-50 tournament, please do take your seats.
How many were left, Dave? No, you're an hour away. You're an hour out. 100%, you're an hour out. 307 before break. What is it?
With the break, 228.
I'll go 247.
I have 239.
Okay. How many players left? Starter level number 13.
So we got a total of 15 cash games running at the moment. We've got 125.50 Shumin P no limit hold'em. We've got 8 1-1 games, 4 1-2 games, 1 2-5 game, and 1 1-2 DC game. So the cash game's going on at the moment. Everyone, evening Neil, how are we doing?
Evening, Mr. Neil.
Well, this is what you call a big blind special, if you want to use the term. Prep with the 10-4, flop in the boat. Much ado about nothing for everyone else. Jonathan has picked up a gutter ball on the turn here. And Alex taking a stab at it with the king 8 out of the small. He leads for 3.5k. Expect Brett to just flat here. Thing is, with a 4 in our hand, it's very hard for our opponent to have a 4, and with a 10 in our hand, it's very hard for our opponent to have a 10. So the fact that we've got position as well, would like to see a flat. We can still get a street of value in on the river. But regarding the hands our opponent can have, we block a lot of their value. So glad to see a flat here. In cases when you do have a boat, there can be really good spots to raise if your opponent's range just contains some strong value that we beat. But this river would have actually gave the 6-5 a straight. So if they were still in, there could have been some fireworks on this river. But king 8 now firing the second barrel. if I'm Brett here, I actually go for quite a chunky sizing. Reason being, sort of range of hands that Alex can really have here is sort of that can call us like 4x or semi bluffs on the turn that just made us straight. And then he's got lots of bluffs in his range. So going a large size or a small size is irrelevant to his bluffs. So you want to choose a larger size to target sort of the value like the 4x they can plausibly have. I expect the 10x to check call a lot of the time as well. So because of that. But in this case, we can see had an absolute airball, the old King 8, and just gets out of the way, no Hollywood. Just lets it go. Yeah, carry the Jake Cody hand.
How's the golf, Neil? Where have you been playing? What have you been winning?
I thought you were talking about his car then. Nah. For a second.
4 levels to go tonight, finished just before 12:30. Just before midnight. King 10 of diamonds under the gun +2. Where is he, Stephen?
Under the gun +2. Yeah, but I'm coming in for an open here off this stack size. Good still opportunity. And when we do get called, very nice hand. King 10 of diamonds, good playability post flop. But Alex on the button, he's got the ace king, and he's playing 22 big blinds, around that sort of figure.
This is 17.
Nah, I expect him to 3-bet as he does. Makes it 17k. Quite a large sizing he's opted for here. Sort of the standard sizing when you're 3-betting in position. More towards the 2.5, in between the 2.5, 3x size. And our position is more between the 3 and 3.5x. But Alex for 17k is the price to pay. And Stephen with the King 10 now, I expect him to get out the way. As he does. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, opening the King 10. You need some open folds in your range pre-flop.
What on earth happened there?
I don't know. I think Peter Crouch just walked through and headbutted the camera.
Somebody smashed the camera to pieces then. Wow, I hope the cameras haven't flicked in change and smashed. What was that?
I have no idea.
Somebody just nearly wrecked the set. Smashed into one at Goliath's house.
Everything's shaking.
Yeah?
It was half hour ago, so
yeah, half an hour.
It must be alright.
If one of the cameras is out, we'll let you know. And then we'll have to get the guys on it. But before that, we can't do anything else.
To be honest, it is easy to miss. It's just a massive Pt.2 table with loads of lights and a rig around it.
Yeah, looks like we have camera issues. We have to get the guys on the case for the final 4 levels because that is not good. Whoever it was, no idea who it was, but he's definitely smashed the cameras. Can't see that.
And the problem we got as well, we won't be able to see it for another half hour.
Exactly.
So we'll get the guys on it now, but because of the delay, we are going to have camera issues As you can see, the top of the screen, we're not going to be able to see seats 2 and 3 fully. Still be fine with the action and the whole cars, everything else will run smoothly, but for half hour, not going to get the full shot of seats 2 and 3.
Sorry for disturbing your evening.
See a flop of Queen 5 on a blind beat blind confrontation. Patrick with the best of it. Expect him to come in for a bet now. 2 pairs going to be the best hand so often here, but Byron has the best of it, has him out kicked, but it's going to end up in a chop most of the time. That's one of the cards that's not going to bring a chop pot, but still lots of outs on the rivers to chop this one up, and expect. So Patrick actually barreling again here. Very surprised to see that.
It's a melodramatic. It sounds like you all put
But in this case, it might actually work. Get Byron off of his 5x.
should go something with dramatics.
The reason I expect to go check, completing out the small, we can have so many Queen X combos and 5x combos as well, and he shouldn't really have too many floats out of position, so he's also got pocket pairs in there, and we're not faring too well against that range. So surprised the action went the way it did, but with that paint on the river, it's going to be a chop pot anyway, and this is where I do expect it to go check, as it does, and they're going to chop that one up.
You deck, please.
How's the camera looking?
Well, I'm sure they'll be changing it at some point. It's Byron Sugars we can't see. Oh man. So levels 13, 14, 15 and 16 to finish with. This has got to be a joke.
Go on, Gary.
Do you know what he does? What does he do?
Aluminium man. Aluminium man. Jay, have you heard that Marvel have created a new superhero called Aluminium Man? Do you know what he does? I'm waiting for the punchline in suspense, Gary. It's better be a good one.
Will he be using it?
He foils all crime. Do you know who my favourite superhero is, Tower?
Who's your favourite superhero, Jay?
He's my favourite superhero because you can't cook him from Frozen. 4.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Gary said a joke. I've got to come back at him with one. Only fair.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Chris, I think he's actually only on his first bullet. When he came into the booth earlier today, I think it was on just after the first break. He didn't mention anything about being on his second bullet, and he said he had 150k at that point. So if I'm going out on a limb, I will say that this is probably still his first bullet. We got an all in here, and it's definitely getting cool because Didzis in seat 5 has the aces. Okay, it's blind on blind. Effective stack was 18k, so that makes a lot of sense. Just the 8 big blinds, and you wake up with aces. What a life!
What a life.
Wow, well that's sweat here for the aces. Now a diamond, queen or king are going to send them to the rail.
That's a lot of outs, by the way.
That's a really good card for the aces though now. That takes away the queens as an out. So just a diamond or a king. Oh, so the aces
One of them
are going to get cracked by the king, queen, and Didzis is off to the rail.
Unlucky Didzis, very unlucky indeed. Aces cracked. Day 1A of the Goliath. Guessing he will return sometime in the next few days. How many were left? 240. Good stuff. You are watching the Goliath, Day 1A. 946 players have played Day 1A.
My jokes are as bad as the end of Vicar of Dibley. If I knew what the end of Vicar of Dibley was, I might be able to agree, but
I was thinking exactly the same. Right, so I can't remember.
I never watched it because I always thought the vicar in it was too self-centered. Every time, him. And I've mucked that one up because it's a girl, ain't it? There's the vicar and the Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah.
I've done French, I believe.
Absolutely.
I'll see myself out.
Raise 5.
Yeah, I know. I just realised that as I said it, Nate. Been a long day. Been a long day.
So, next hand, please, will be good. Next hand would definitely be good as we're on it. What's happened? Have we crashed? What's happened here? Did Mikey go missing? Yeah.
Please order alternates for 25.50. Please make your way to alternates desk. We have seats for you. That's order alternates on 25.50 format. Please make your way to the alternates desk.
So we'd like to tell you what's happening, but unfortunately we don't know if the we don't know whether it's the cards or the players. Queen 5. King 4. They are terrible jokes, by the way. They are terrible, terrible, terrible jokes. And we still keep laughing.
I'm only young, Nate, sorry. I'm only young. Can't go back to, when was the Vicar of Dibley? 90s? 80s?
Definitely 90s.
90s.
Definitely 90s.
I would have been in nappies at that time. Wouldn't have been watching it, I don't think. I know that one, Mike. That's why that's it. That's one of your favourites. Next, you'll be saying you've never seen Only Fools or Porridge, and Mike, oh my God, that's bad. No, I've seen Only Fools. I love that Basil. I love the way he runs his hotel. Good show, Only Fools, old Del Boy. You must just watch more TV than me, or different shows.
So a bet of 5,000, even though it was flipped into the actual pot. Flipped into the pot. Did you adjust it? Movie. What? Did you just... Done it? So raised to 5,000 with the H deuce pre-flop.
Yeah, cut off open, folded to, we got an ace in our hand. The only problem is, I've just seen our stack size if we are in the cut off. So we're playing a stack of 53k, okay, yeah, we got 22 bigs, fine, perfectly fine for a still spot here.
What are you connected on here? Just working out really.
Rico Arena.
What's your laptop like? Power it off and bring it out, maybe. Just not power it off, you know, just disconnect your power. See.
So the cameras do get adjusted. I don't even know who fell into the set. Oh, what, did you see it?
No, there's people drinking around.
Oh, is there? Plenty of people drinking around the table. If somebody fell into the set, or the cameras were dislodged. But we'll just carry on. Craig Eaton's still in the free roll. Sorry, Craig, my thing's down now. Good luck, Craig, if you're still in the free roll. I'm not. Once I got eliminated, that was it for me. So I've not got it open, unfortunately. Let us know how you're doing and who gets the tokens. Good numbers for the first live stream free roll. Over 200 runners, 15 left. Keep us informed, Gary, can you? Thank you very much. Patrick, 5.5 to call, ace, king suited. Stack of 67,000. Raises up 3 bets to 12,000. So a flop of Jack 10 deuce. There goes check, check on the flop. I think if Alex bets, that should be the end of it in C9. Alex Grigori. $19,000 is the bet on the turn. Sometimes you just have to give up with the ace king. Yep, indeed we do. Donna's going to be playing the ladies event, the Grosvenor UK women's poker event. The main event. How many numbers will the main event get tomorrow? He got just short of 700 runners last year. I think it could get 850 tomorrow.
Raise 5.
These are the players and leaders in the Goliath main event. The blinds will be up next time. 1500, 3000 with 300 entries. The blinds up 1500, 3000 with an entry 300.
Ace King for Alex.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, I forgot it.
First time.
So blind on blind here, folded round to Alex. He's got Ace King in the small. He's opted to raise. There's different strategies people take in the small blind. Some people like to flat their entire continue range blind on blind when it's folded to them. Just so it keeps your range really wide and you can put your opponent in difficult spots later down the line. But Alex has raised here and it's been called by the Jack-10. A good board to continue on. Paired board, hard for Brett to have any of it. But Brett has elected to bet after Alex has checked.
Flop of 686. Bet of 17,000 from Brett, raised to 34,000. Not 39 it was. And that will do it. A little bit of Layla in the background. The blinds are 1200, 2400, running ante 300. Level 14.
Folded round to Jonathan in the cuff. He's got the King, Queen of Hearts. Definitely be continuing with this hand. Okay, he's done the one thing I wasn't expecting him to do. Obviously fold as well, but it's almost always an open here from Jonathan's perspective. He's got about 25 bigs. King, Queen suited. Just raise it up in the cut-off. Don't let this happen. Big blinds came in with 9-7 now. Small blinds completed, and we're going three-way to a flop when we could have just picked it up pre. But he obviously knew something we didn't.
Absolutely, because the flops ace-jack 10. Hey, delicious.
Flops Broadway. Don't come in here all day, and then as soon as you want food.
If anyone else wants to bring me sweets, that's fine. I'm open to it.
How's it going out there, Raj?
Yeah,
What's it been like today?
Busy.
Yes.
Busy.
946.
Yeah, it's alright. I wasn't expecting that, to be fair, but
No.
definitely not.
No.
But
Well,
yeah, if you're listening and you heard that and you want to bring me sweets to keep me smiling, you know, I wouldn't say no.
okay.
Problem is, they've got to bring everyone sweets.
No.
They can't just bring one person sweets.
Only me and Dina.
So, we're up 10% this time on last year. What about tomorrow? What's the cap tomorrow? 650?
60 to start and then it will go up.
How many's in already, do you know?
Yeah, I do. Hang on. As of about an hour ago, it was 258.
250.
358.
358. I think we're going to need the alternate list of 200 tomorrow. That's my guess.
On that note, I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah. Ring as many dealers as you can. It's going to be another busy one tomorrow. There's already 350 pre-regged for day 1B. Will Goliath introduce button antes next year? Till too much in the dealer collect the antes in every hand. It's nothing that's ever been mentioned. And it should never be button antes. It should always be big blind antes.
Yep, indeed.
Because you can have a dead button, you can't have a dead big blind.
Been incorporated into a lot of the WSOP events this year.
Don't know why people changed it from big blind ante to button ante, I'm sure. They must have had the reasons. But nothing's ever been discussed on the Grosvenor circuit. If it changes, we'll let you know. But yeah, a lot more tournaments now do the big blind ante.
But I do like the old school way still. I know you get them players who are on their phone and they forget to put their ante in every hand, but as Mr. Hills calls them, the anti-police. Turn into the anti-police. So, mate, put your ante in and just keep doing it. And eventually they'll get annoyed at you and they'll put their ante in because you're not doing anything wrong. You're trying to speed the game up. You're trying to get as many hands in. So the 8 deuce was already in front, but Rivers trips.
Cements it.
Yeah, a bit of a big blind special here. A bit of a loose defend. Well, I say a bit of a loose defend. It's quite a very wide defend with the 8 deuce, but made the best hand on the flop and has improved to trips on the river. Now he's finding a bet, but King Jack's going to make a pretty swift fold. Not a single hand Antonio can really beat here, especially betting the flop.
Yeah. Hope they don't change the blind structure for next year. Well, to me, it's just been a great success. I've always said, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it, because there is no need. But I don't know. To me, I would leave it forever, because it is as good as a structure. I think I'd like to see 15 levels instead of 16, so it's a 12-hour day and not 12 hours 40 minutes.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because
I think 15 levels is spot on.
I remember
You don't really want to be playing too long.
Was it last year? No, it was the year before when Vamshi won it. I was still here on that day, and it finishes quite early on the Sunday anyway. Like, it doesn't run too late, so it wouldn't really make a difference. It would then just finish a bit later on the Sunday, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the 15 levels is a good idea.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. High gear, absolutely with you on that. This is a lot of people's Las Vegas of the entire year. People that don't go over there love the Goliath week. They are here for 7 days. They do love it. They enjoy it. A lot of people make the effort, save up all year, get their accommodation sorted out, and I'm with you. I just think it's a perfect structure. I probably would play one level less, so it's a 12-hour day, 11 to 11, or 12 to 12, whichever. Probably 11 till 11 is perfect. That's just me. I don't normally get asked. I don't normally get asked, but that's just me. But 15 levels for me would be perfect, and then it's 11 till 11, which incorporates the breaks. And I just think 11 till 11, when you're bagging up at 11 p.m, you've got time to go and socialise for a couple of hours.
Yeah, that's great.
Before you go and either get on your way, or especially on Friday as well. You've got a couple of hours to socialise before a day 2 starts. As you can see, we're not on the sea. We're not playing on the Titanic or anything like that. It's when the rigging got smashed to bits by the drunken crowd, then it does get sorted out, as you can see. But yeah, for me, I think that's the only change I would do. Not too sure if you take a level out to play 15 levels, so the blinds are still 3,000, 6,000. But to me, it's as good as it gets.
And the thing is, 16 levels in a day, it's a long slog. And
It
the
is.
problem is, the last session, you're playing 2 hours, 40 minutes of poker after already being here for 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be getting tired. And that sort of extra 40 minutes, it can really sort of affect your decisions. And you can be tired and you can make sloppy decisions. And it would be a good idea, something that could be looked at. But yeah, it's a great week. Everyone loves the Goliath, and like you said, the social factor of it as well. There's so many people that will see people only here once a year.
Yeah.
They all meet at the Goliath poker,
Absolutely.
the poker community, poker friends that come from all corners, and everyone likes to drink at the bar after, have a chat, talk poker, or talk whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. Indeed, indeed.
You can't stand it talking poker after commentating on it for 12 days.
You do another 4 hours, but sometimes.
Yeah, only when Mr. Hills is around.
Yeah, it is a fabulous week. A lot of people do work out what they can play and when they can play, and if they get to a day 2.
bed tonight, boys.
Me too.
I'm shocked.
Me too.
What do you want?
So a great start to 2018.
It's 14 already. Sorry?
Yeah, I know. Just wish the seniors Masters was early in the week, hoping to be on day 3. Yeah, it's on the Sunday, isn't it? The women's is tomorrow and the seniors is a week after. I think I'd have been inclined to do the same. Play the seniors during the Goliath week. Well, we'll see how it goes, see what the numbers are like.
How many times did you say?
Anybody in the free, anybody in the chat box still in the free roll? Give us a holler.
Good evening, Kev. So we go freeway to the flop, 6-7 deuce. Jonathan, unaware of his holding yet again. Second time this has happened.
He's got ace jack.
He's got ace jack, says Tower.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. He raised them other than the gun. Might even be ace jack of spades.
I'm going to go with tens. That's my prediction.
All in. It won't be ace jack.
I'm going to go with tens. I don't know what Alex is thinking about here. The thing is, yes, fours can be in front. He might just be punting it in with ace, king, king, queen, them type of hands. But them type of hands, ace, king, king, queen, when you look at the equity they actually have against you, you have 6 outs twice, so they're actually going to get there just under 1 in 3 times. So once you put together a whole range of hands you're up against, there's not a single hand you're really in good shape against with pocket fours. He's opened under the gun. If he does have 2 overs, you're going to win 2 out of 3 times with just over that. And when he does have the overpair, you're crushed, you've only got 2 outs. So once you devise a range of all them combos of the hands your opponent can have, and you put that against your hand, it's just a pretty easy fold here with the pocket fours. And he does just get out of the way. A bit of unnecessary tanking, but...
Very close, he's got 9s.
9s.
Yeah, I don't mind the overpair. 9s or 10s. Could be 8s. He's not doing it with 7s.
Could be 8-9 suited.
No, he's not raising under the gun with 8-9 suited.
Was raised 12k pre-flop, so 66k to start the hand.
We're
Still
not
12
to see
2
to them, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, we're probably, well, we know king queen isn't calling.
No.
So this is a bit more, just a bit of
The
unnecessary
jacks.
Hollywood.
How not to play jacks, eh? So that'll do it. We will never know.
We'll never know.
Well, I kept on. Don't scroll down again. So that's right. Well, more than
So he says 4x pre has to be jacks all day. 6 left in the free roll. Cheers, Gary. Good luck. Everybody's in the tokens, but there is a £115 summer sizzler seat.
Race 11.
How many left for today? Davo? Cheers, buddy. We'll find out and give you the number. It was 240 last time we saw. So,
189.
pardon?
189.
189. With another 80 minutes of poker to play. Yes, did I like the link? Yes, I did, Gary. Thank you.
You know how many levels you played today? 16. Sorry? You know how many levels you played? Yeah, 16. Yeah? I just see the sign. It's 15 minutes end of level 60. So it looks like. Yeah, that'll be the okay. 25 of them. Well, it's Goliath.
Hi Mel, how we doing?
Yeah, that's a decent shout. I suppose the first time they've held both events, so they have to see what happens. Susie P, Susie Poker, Susie Williamson being eliminated. We'll be back to play the ladies event tomorrow and the main event again on Monday.
So we've got all in here. Queen 6 of spades on the button. 1500 3k, so just over 15 big blinds. And looks like it's going to get through. Just taking this spot here. And the thing is, when when it's folded on the button, you have this sort of sack size, and you are moving in with like these suited hands or these low suited connectors, them sort of hands, as small pairs. Just because you're called, it doesn't mean it's the end of your tournament. If you do call, you're still going to have equity to get there. Always best if you are bluffing to get called pre-flop, because that's when equities do run closest. So takes a nice little spot there with a queen six to pick up blinds and antes, which are big at this stage when you are short.
Our intrepid sports reporter says Anderson 16 does 112, so Anderson needs one more leg to get into the final, where he will play Sulovic from Austria, who will beat Peter Wright. Cheers for the updates, Gary. He's also updated on there was 6 left in the free roll. Another free roll tomorrow. Flips starting at 12. There's only 4 tomorrow because we badgered them for a 5th one because we got the timing wrong. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock for the flip free rolls, which you can play at the tables. Yeah. And then the live stream free roll at 7. Where T-Boy, in fact, talking of tea.
Okay, we'll do this hand.
Dave, do you want a cup of tea?
I've got a feeling it's going to be a big one. I say I've got a feeling the Kings have opened.
The old 9-4. Do you think the 9-4 was getting tricky then? Did you?
It's not over yet. We still got a big blind.
Yeah, Jack Deuce gets out of the way. Anytime now. On to the next.
Oh, he's having a ponder.
On to the next.
Right, so now it's on.
Big blinds will have 7-9. Oh, 9-6. Does he want to see a flop, the old 6-9?
No, this is going to be a fold. Well, it should be a fold. Regarding stack sizes, Patrick just playing over 20 bigs now. He's going to be out of position.
Yeah.
9-6 off. Yeah, he's getting an attractive price, but sort of you're never going to be in front. You got
Brett's calling.
Yeah, it's and this is where you can get yourself in tough spots. Sort of these really loose defends, especially against an early position open off of this stack size.
Is that raise? Nope,
it's just a call. Yeah, it's especially if it comes like 9 high now as well.
Well,
that's yeah.
That is probably as good a flop as he could have wished for. If he's going to represent, should he always lead out?
No, he should always be checking to the aggressor in this spot. You know how I feel about donking flops. Quite a strong opinion on it, but everyone's different. 10 on the turn.
I think Brett's going to rep the ace at some point.
18.
So a bet of 18k. He's bet over pot here into the Kings of Patrick. And Patrick can't fold. Can't just give your opponent credit for an ace just because it comes ace high. And would he really choose that size with top pair? It just seems a bit of a size like I'm trying to get you off this part, and now he does check. Yeah, and so he's done. Not only has he done the 6.5k from calling, he's done the 18k as well from bluffing into that, and just sort of doing 24k of his stack just from that loose defend out of the big blind.
Yeah.
And that's why sort of hand selection is very important and what hand you are defending, because you're going to be out of position almost always in the big unless it's blind on blind. Almost always. It's only the blind on blind confrontations when you're not. Right, tea rum?
Yes, please, young man. Tea none. Thank you. Oh, you can fix some ice water if you want as well. To gargle.
Okay, I might have to.
Good lad.
Two runs.
2 runs. Okay. So 2 levels to play tonight. Live stream finishes round about 20 past midnight. Nice one, Agate. Getting a little bit later in the evening, but thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the chat box tomorrow. I'm going to be playing the Goliath on Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you. If you want to wear a name badge so we know who you are, let us know. We don't mind. But we will see you tomorrow in the chat box. Like anybody else who is leaving and leaving us as the night draws in, always a pleasure to have you on board. A good start to the Goliath 2018, up 10% on last year. Will tomorrow's be up 10%? 696 played this last year on the Sunday. We've ended up with an all in the call, the ace 9 with 57,000. Decide it's time to gamble. Ace 9 under the gun +2. The ace queen makes the call. Boom, here we go. 10, Jack, deuce. The ace 9 needs help. 5 on the turn is no good. The 9 needs to hit a 9. Bish bash bosh. There it is.
Are you ready though?
The second one was a flip. Ace jack against balls or something.
So the ace 9 doubles. Perfect timing. It's all about the timing. It is all about the timing.
Then you take the rest of the chips.
Everyone's a wizard, baby, that's no lie. That's not a lie. Everyone's a winner, baby. Oh, Melanie can't come down for it. Oh, man. Well, just to let you know, Melanie, the live stream is on for 13 and a half hours a day. No, sorry, 13 hours. 11:30 until 12:30 every day, and then on Sunday, obviously, until we crown a champion. Is he wearing a satchel? Because Indiana Jones wears one. Here it is.
Yeah,
Top
right.
lad, top lad.
I'll tell you what we got in the goodie bag.
Whatever you want. So just under 2 levels to go tonight.
Let's have a banana and an apple.
Yes.
Get some nutrition in me.
Get them bananas out, son. Be nice and quiet when you open it. Oh yeah, here you go.
What happened with ace-9 off? What have I missed?
Now the ace-9 double up.
Okay.
Ace-9, ace-queen, all in pre.
Oh, chat box has been mad today. I could disappear for 10 minutes and 40 old messages to read. It's great though that all of you here still listening on this Saturday night for coverage of the Goliath. Yeah, I know Mel, some shift, but we enjoy it. Only 8 more days to go after today.
Just the 8.
Just the 8 days.
Any boxing free streams about, says Brad. Is it on Sky Sports box office? I think it is, isn't it? Something like that. Mike says pay for his Scrooge. The boxing is on. Big fight as well, isn't it? So I do here.
Who's fighting?
He needs the money for the Goliath bullets. You're only having one, Brad. I've got this feeling. I got a feeling. Woot, woot. I got a feeling you're going to have one bullet. That's what we reckon.
I have the overs.
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, all I ever see Brad post on social media is how bad he is at poker all the time. But I think he's
he does.
He's playing us all a fool. I know what he's doing. I know his game.
Chisora just KO'd Tekken. Is that not a game?
Yeah, is it
what?
not?
Did it what? Did it knock out 8 men?
It's more than 8 on Tekken.
Is it?
I think it's 16.
Well, it must be good, that Chisora.
That's something I'd say, Tower.
Unless he's just knocked out Taken and it's John Mills.
John.
There you go, Brad Simpson. Chef Brad himself. Do you think he'll come with a sticker on saying Chef Brad?
I thought he was just wearing an apron, that he's heard that you can get him wearing whatever you want. I think he's just turning up in an apron now. Yeah, 1 to 5, Craig, that's probably the price for the overs.
No, he's 1 in 5. I'm guessing Craig's winning the free roll at the minute.
How can this go wrong?
Lines up next hand as the music blurts out in one's lug. $2,000, $4,000.
Once again, new level, yeah, 244.
So level 15 of the day. 2 more levels to play, that's 80 minutes, which means the live stream will finish round about 20 past midnight. I'm guessing the overs because of it'll be the final number of hands. It'll always be the highest number of hands,
always.
It always is.
The Liverpool match, who are Liverpool playing?
Man United, in a friendly somewhere in the world. It's really weird after watching all the football in the World Cup for a month. These guys don't get a rest, and
they're back at it.
And they're back at it.
Spurs are going to be absolutely gone at the start of the Premier League season. Going to be absolutely gone. Yeah, you look at all the Spurs players that played at the World Cup. We were the highest scoring club team at the World Cup. Spurs.
Really?
Yep, scored the most goals as a club.
Okay.
So I'm not looking forward to the start of the season for that reason. Everyone's going to be gone.
Okay.
You can do it.
It is next Saturday, the start of the proper football season for the Championship, League 1, League 2 and everything else. Coventry City play at home next week.
Do they really?
Which means there'll be about 3,000 people in here on Saturday.
What, are they playing Saturday?
Yeah.
What, 3,000 people?
In the casino.
Oh, in the casino?
Yeah. Yeah, they normally get about 3,000 people in the casino on the Saturday.
What about the stadium?
They get about 15,000.
So that will be going on the game while the Goliath's run?
Yeah.
Above us?
Yep.
What?
Absolutely.
Do you not hear it?
No. You don't hear it at all. Maybe we should have rang the FA and asked them to make Coventry City away because we're here. Maybe we should have a word. But yes, Coventry City are at home next weekend, on the first weekend of the season. Rotherham United are away at Bradford. No, Brentford. We'll be having a Towers treble next weekend. And I'm thinking of doing a Twitch when I'm not working on the live streams or anywhere else. Thinking of doing a Twitch. I'm going to get at least a dozen bets. And I'm going to Twitch myself, railing myself, trying to win some money. It's going to work. I've got it. I've got this.
Sorted.
I've got it in my mind that it's going to work.
Yeah, Craig, you're right. And Kane don't score in August, we're done. We'll be dead bottom come September.
Who doesn't score in August?
Harry Kane.
Does he not?
Nah.
Does he not like August?
Nah, he don't like August.
It's like the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys didn't win in December for 11 seasons on the trot.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Mental.
11 seasons.
Mike's brought
For 4 games, sometimes 3 games, sometimes 4.
So average 3, worst case. It's 33 games.
Mike's brought his broken record into the chat box. Spurs bottle everything anyway.
Well, they do have an unbelievable record in semi-finals in the last 10 years or 20 years. How many seasons is it?
It's a long time. Well, it depends what semi-finals you're talking about.
Well, the last 7.
Regarding FA, well, 7. Yeah, last one was a League Cup back in 2000 and...
last year they had a semi-final at Wembley.
No, the one that we won. Last one we won was 2008, I believe, against...
Wow.
Can't remember who it was against, but we played Man U in the final of the League Cup, and the year before that was the year when we beat Chelsea. John Woodgate popped up with a header in extra time. But if you want to go back to... Yeah, Jonathan Woodgate scored the winning header in extra time in the...
Can you ever remember his debut for
Real Madrid, yeah.
He used to play for Leeds,
sent off, and an own goal.
Fell true. He signed for Real Madrid for a lot of money. His first game, he had an OG.
And sent off.
He pulled the guy down, they lost a penalty, and then he sent off. The debut for Real Madrid. I think you ever recovered for that, didn't you?
Mike Tatum. Mike Tatum witnessed me sweating a huge jacket coming in the Resorts World the other year. You're not wrong, it came in as well. The 93rd minute. The first weekend of the season.
What's that?
I had an 8-fold over 2.5 goals. And it paid $1,200 for £4. And it came in the 93rd minute.
I bet you go, man.
It was insane. Everybody was cheering for me. They were all wanting it, and it came in. Mike, spot on. I think that was the last time I won a line. Parking's going to be a nightmare. Do you mean here? If you mean in the Rico for day 2, not really, because we start at 11, and the actual car park for the casino doesn't get changed over to the Coventry City Football Club until 12. I think that is the understanding, because we're starting at 11. No, that's not the reason we're starting at 11, by the way. But I'm sure it will be okay to park on Saturday. Mike was dealing, he says, and didn't care about the poker. It was a right sweat. And I remember the game as well. It was Barnsley versus Huddersfield Town. And it was 1-1. And it was the only game that was going on. And it needed over 2.5 goals. And it went into extra time. And you know how it goes suspended?
Yes,
if you're watching your cash out and it goes suspended, and the game went suspended, and I went, it's gone suspended, and everyone went, and I said, they've scored, and everybody came.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
We've got an all in here from the Ace 5, 40.9k. So we still 1,500 free.
Yeah.
I believe we are. So it's 13 big blinds. It's a bit of a loose jam under the gun here. From the Ace 5, 13 bigs, you've got a lot better spot to wait for than Ace 5. Problem is with this hand, when you do get it in and you do get called, against the calling range, you're going to either be dominated or you're basically flipping against hands like King Queen suited, King Jack suited, them type of hands. And
would you be more optimistic if it was a GTO?
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's just
But Patrick has called.
Just the Ace 5 off, it's a bit of an ugly hand.
Yeah. Brett in seat number 1 with 40,000. He's probably got to that stage where he thinks, you know what, we either double up
or we come back
or
and have another
back.
minute. Well, that's nearly a really good flop.
That is.
It's a nearly wheelie, chop opportunities as well. So it's actually one of the better flops the Ace 5 can hope for without hitting a 5 directly. And that's one of the worst
Well, he gives
cards.
him more outs, doesn't he? A queen and a king to chop. It's a 4.
No good. No good.
No good. Aces and 4s with a jack. The jack plays unlucky. Unlucky, Brett. Rob Holland. Last year they allocated car park C, I think he was. We'll ask. Oh, is that it? Is he started?
Jesus Christ.
We will have to get clarification on the car parking for the weekend when Coventry City are exactly at home. They are at home.
Is that it?
So we lost Brett.
I don't know how many sausages to give you. What did you say? 9? So I think like half is got 4. Yeah, right.
In this case, we will need to swap.
Maybe as well.
6.5 piece without G. One open seat.
Let's try and get 6.
So we continue. Level number 15 of the day. So we'll get confirmation about the car parking before the weekend comes next weekend, when Coventry City are at home for the first game of the football season. Somebody said on social media in midweek, how can Grosvenor put an event on when Coventry City are at home? Maybe it was like nothing they could do, as the Goliath was already booked the year before, and the football fixtures weren't even out. Aye, good evening, Mr. Pete Whitehouse. Good to see you today, sir. Good to see you here. Updates, please. He says that every time he comes on. We are down to 189. We are one level and 30 minutes away from the end of the day, which means we finish the live stream around 12:20 p.m. 12:20 a.m. It'll be then lights out. Tomorrow morning, the tower will be downstairs at just gone 9 a.m. drumming up business for the flip free rolls. Not flip free rolls, sorry. The flip and goes that was so successful this morning. We'll be doing them in the sports room, which is basically at the bottom end of the casino, because it's in the casino before the hall opens for the Goliath. We'll be doing them from 9:30 onwards. We're doing them for an hour, 9:30 until 10:30. And then we'll be heading into the room to start proceedings for an 11 a.m. start here at the Goliath. Day 1B. Last year, 700 runners, 696 to be precise. How many will play tomorrow? 10% increase on the numbers from last year to this year. 882 played last year. 946 this year. So just under 10%. I think that was due to the lack of space because of the big Red Tooth tournaments. We already got told 350 were pre-registered for tomorrow, so I'm expecting last year's number to probably go, an 800 maybe. We could have a good 800 playing tomorrow. Yeah, Rob, good luck when you do play tomorrow. It is a cracking event, and the team will be ready. The team will be ready.
So Byron has called on the button after an open from Alex in the cut-off with the King 10, King 9 of spades. The Domination Nation turns into Domination Rotation on the flop. So now the free outs for Alex. He does also have a gut shot to the nuts as well, so he can find a jack on the river to take the lead. Surprised we didn't actually see Alex continue on this flop. Reason being, it's we've got equity to the nuts. We've also got good double barrel and triple barrel opportunities. With the King of Diamonds in our hand, we can potentially set up some nice triple barrel bluffs with this hand, targeting certain parts of our opponent's range. But he did just elect to check the flop, sort of taking the more passive line. But especially with his stack size as well, there's a lot of flops he can barrel, continue on, and then he can sort of bluff shove lots and lots of turns that like diamond turns. And now Alex is elected to lead this river after Byron has bet the turn. I think Byron's going to sniff this one out. With his stack size, you expect him to continue all flush draws on the flop, and you expect him to continue all of his Queen X. So this sort of line, it just don't really make too much sense. And Byron figures it out pretty quickly and flicks the chip in and makes a very nice call. Picks up a nice pot as well. And Alex down to just 10k now. So 2.5 big blinds for Alex. Yeah, I'm really surprised he elected to choose that river to bluff. It's like, what's he representing? He's quad queens maybe. That's about it. They check the flop with. But sort of when he's repping such a thin value range, it didn't take Byron long to flick in the chip and make a good call. And when you are sort of bluffing in spots, you've got to think about what plausible value hands you can have as well. Always important to do when you are running a bluff. You've got to think about value you can have in that spot as well. You can't just randomly bluff in certain spots because it might not make any sense and you don't have any value. And the better players are going to come to the right decision a lot of the time in crucial spots. So always think about that when you're bluffing. And the same thing, vice versa, when you're value betting as well. Always important to think about what bluffs you can have in the spot as well to try and get value from your hand, because it's going to be hard to get value from a value hand if it's sort of a spot where you can never really have a bluff. So always important to take that into account. Now Jonathan, that's an above average hand. The aces, he's got 20 big blinds, so I expect him to come in for an open. There are some hands that he would just be ripping 20 bigs with in the spot, but he should also have some raise folds as well, for the reason when he has got a hand like aces, he can get action, just to balance out his range. Peter lets it go. Ace 4 of diamonds in the small for Patrick. Against an early position open here. I was gonna say I would have just got out of the way in that spot, or free bet. Probably a more profitable free bet spot than it is to flatten the small in this situation. Yeah, the ace is the toppest of pairs. And this is, I mentioned this a lot on stream, every leg we play, about calling out the small blind. It's such a bad position to be in, both pre and post flop, because now the big blinds, you've let the big blind in for a decent price, and now you split your equities 3 ways. So, and you're going to be acting first on all streets as well. That's the other problem. And now he's going to get himself in a tricky spot here with the ace 4. He's flopped top pair. Case ace has came on the flop. Got a bit of action here actually. Stephen flopped the double gutter as well with the jack 10. Oh wow, look at this. Stephen's just shoved in 74k into a 30k pot with a double gutter, and Jonathan is sitting there with these stones. I have no idea what this is about with the jack 10. Just the double gutter. And he's just ripped it in for 2.5x pot. It's just lead ripped. Well, he donked for 2.5x pot. What is going on anyway? And easy fold for Patrick now in the small. I don't know what he's thinking about after this action. After someone's called a 2.5x pot bet, you're never in front with ace 4 in this spot. But,
you are sometimes.
You've just got to fold straight away. It's an insta fold. But Jonathan must think he's in dreamland right now after that, how that's gone. So the jack 10 with the double gutter, king or 9. Both stacks are really close here, so this will essentially be the end of the person's tournament.
Stands up, satchel man.
But this is an absolute gift here for Jonathan, unless he gets there, obviously. But it's still a gift. There we go, game over.
That'll do.
That will
Didn't want to see that spade. 4th spade for rubs.
There's the king for rubs.
The king for rubs. Just as bad.
There you go. But it just seems you sat there all day you've been playing for 10 hours or so,
yeah,
and you just rip in 74k into a 30k pot with a double gutter. It's just it just seems a bit spewy. And the problem is as well, it's not only the fact that he's ripped in jack 10, he's ripped in against the early position open as well on an ace queen 8 board, and that sort of board texture, it just smashes their range. The early position opening range, it absolutely smashes their range. So the fold equity is going to be a lot lower than it would be, for example, if it was an 8-5 4 flop or something around them lines. But absolute gift there for the aces.
Yep.
Christmas has came early.
It did indeed. Seed open. So 20 minutes to go of level 15, and then there's level 16 to finish the day. So we started the day with 650. We ended up with 946. 300 alternates getting in. So much, a lot of alternates deciding not to play as well because it got a little bit too heavy for them with the blinds, deciding not to play. How many left? How many have we got to feed on? What are you bringing in? There's 5 of us. Live poker will never die. They were chained. Sam, they were doing 11 till 11, but they'd adjusted the clock, they'd adjusted the structure, and they decided it was a little bit too fast. So rather than do anything this year, they decided going back, they reverted going back to the 16 levels and playing the structure that's been in place for quite a while, to be fair, and has been so successful. And obviously they'll probably have a rethink over the course of, but it's 16 levels, which means we finish at 11:40 live, 11:50 live, which means it'll be 12:20 on the live stream. So the Kings move all in. Ace 4 probably won't be calling.
I think it's 6, Pete. Tower usually likes 2. Or 7. I think I like a good stake bait. I could knock back 2 of them. So Kings all in. 15, 16, 17 big blinds, just under. After an open from the ace 4, pretty easy fold here for Pete. Shows the ace. Always going into the muck in that scenario.
But you haven't been on the feature table for 3 years. Can you turn your cap box off? Is that not classed as shouting online?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, the old caps.
tell you what. Well, we don't decide during the Goliath what feature table is next. Nothing we can do in the back. It would have to be a table within a certain circumference of the feature, because you can't be wading chips through 30 tables. Hopefully quite a few of you who's been in the chat box over recent times can get onto the feature. I wonder if the table know there was 6-handed.
You mean the floor?
The floor, yes.
Yeah, the table. I was going to say, I was a bit confused.
The table does, yes. But does the floor know over 600?
Probably, we'll probably see them seats be filled up pretty shortly. We'll see some new players coming in. Tables breaking all the time as we get down to the end of the day here. Overview-wise, been a great day. Good start to the Goliath, great turnout, good feature table, been great activity from everyone in the chat box, everyone that's been tuned in watching all day. Makes it a lot easier for us, some interaction.
Yeah, it's been awesome to start the weekend or the week off.
Miller makes the feature table. Well, hopefully we'll see you on it, Craig. If you're not on it Thursday, we'll see you on it Sunday anyway, so it won't matter, will it?
There you go. Saturday and Sunday, probably.
yeah, Saturday and Sunday. There's look, we can watch the boxing. Seat 2 watching the old boxing. I see when it pans back to him. Byron Sugar's watching the boxing as he's playing.
Heads up in the free row, Johnny Doe versus Bluff Shuff River. I'm guessing who's Bluff Shuff River and Johnny Doe? Let us know. Let us know who's who. You've got to be watching the live stream. Hopefully nobody's giving the live stream out to other people. It'd be unfair on everybody else if they do. £115 summer sizzler ticket.
So under the gun, Byron, King Jack, and the fact that it's six-handed now.
Yeah.
King Jack perfectly fine to open under the gun at six-handed. When we're full ring, nine-handed, I'm pretty sure we would have seen Byron just toss this one into a muck. But he's got some resistance in Alex here in the big blind. Probably understands that we are six-handed and Byron's going to be opening a lot wider, and he's moved all in. But
or is it the jack as well? Byron Sugars has hit the jack.
And the king, and that is that.
That does it, doesn't
turn,
it?
yeah, dead.
Yeah, that will do it. King Jack for Byron moves his stack up to 328,000.
Flying, absolutely flying.
And 80 bigs. We're now down to 5. We need help on the feature table.
Yeah, we do.
We need the dealer to let the floor know.
We'll be heads up soon.
Don't worry about them.
The dealer's not, and I'm sure the dealer's not let the floor know. He's not shouted once.
5 players.
Maybe he's forgot to put his caps lock on.
It's not. We're down to 5, and not once when we had an elimination as the dealer shouted, "Look, floor, seat open."
Well, he's not dealing in another hand, so.
No, because I actually think. Well, we'll see. It's Mike. The action tracker's just gone to tell him. It's not good, to be fair, that the dealer's not letting the floor know that there's a seat open, because we're playing 5-handed. If we carried on, the guys would be like speed poker. Well, we're carrying on. Looks like we're splitting the table, to be fair. Should get 4 seats. All right, Mr. Booth. Something on floor.
Things.
That's what we like. Up to date, in-depth reporting.
There's things going on. By players.
Calf open from Antonio. He's got ace-7. Byron has defended the big blind, put the extra 6k in.
Jack 9-9.
Jack 9-9. Antonio elected not to continue on this board. Don't mind the check behind at all. So pretty safe board here for the A7. If I'm Antonio there on the river, I actually I don't know whether he's won the pot yet or not, but I flick in a little 5k chip because yeah, it's hard to get called by worse, but there's also value in not showing our hand. And you expect a small blind to lead all there.
So incoming a couple of players to balance the table.
So it's dead button now.
What's your strategy in the last level of the day when you've got, say, just under average stack?
Just still play your game, pick
Play
your spots,
exactly the same,
and get an understanding of the players at your table, because you, especially in a tournament like the Goliath, there'll be players that will just be wanting to get it in, and just understand the dynamic between yourself and them players, and then try and get the best possible spot to, if you can get a double up, or just grind your chips up, because you don't have to necessarily look at it as getting to the end of the day, because you'll still be coming back as level 17. It would just be the next level.
Yeah.
So just keep playing your game, and it's a really good opportunity as well to pick them spots, because you'll be aware of players that just want to get it in and rebuy again tomorrow. So it's actually a good opportunity to actually grind your stack up more as well from that perspective.
.67 minutes to go until the end of level 15, and then the final level will start at 2,500, 5,000. Yeah, I like Mike's tactics. Win more chips.
Win more chips, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, some players do approach the final level of the day totally different, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And people will have like 12 big blinds, and they'll just be putting it in with hands like King 4 suited and stuff like that, and taking the spin. But at the end of the day, you've sat there, you've been here 12 hours today, you've been grinding all day, you don't want all that hard work to go to waste. If you come back to day 2, it doesn't mean that you can't sit down the first hand in day 2 and double up and get your chips in good and take that spot. Who says if you get it in bad and you just spew your chips off, get your last 12 bigs in, that you're going to get this opportunity to make day 2 again?
Yeah.
It's a minefield, the Goliath. You have to navigate through it so carefully. There's so many unique spots that you come across and unique players, and that's my take on things regarding it. Jonathan, after a cut-off open, has flopped top there. Backdoor hearts as well to go with it. Peter with the wheel draw and backdoor hearts as well. 12k bet. Race is called here. I would have just liked to see him get out of the way, but it's also a nice little race spot as well. Big blind range. Sort of not the worst board in the world for our range with the King Deuce. But just flat in here, what we're basically doing, we're trying to hit our gutter ball, which we're not going to hit very often. And then we're just going to have to fold to most 2 barrels, whereas if you do raise, you have the betting lead on the turn and you can set up double barrel and triple barrel opportunities. But after that, Jonathan takes it down and it just seems like a burnt 12k, calling with the gut shot on the flop.
Be interesting to know the guys in the chat box what kind of stack you would actually surrender. Last level of the day, here we go. Blind's going to be 2.5, 5. So the blinds are up 2,500, 5,000. The final level of the day. Here we go. What kind of stack is surrenderable? Is that a word?
It's not.
Is it not? It should be surrenderable.
Speak to Susie then.
Yeah. Who's Susie?
But
One from the countdown.
yeah, one from Countdown. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a big Countdown fan. So I think we had this conversation earlier. I stick to what I said. I'd say around sort of 8, 9 bigs if you want to sort of throw that way. But the thing is, you're still going to have a spot to potentially double up.
Craig Heaton's just won himself a seat to the Summer Sizzler of your choice.
Well done, Craig.
Well done, Craig. And he's going to be in the building playing the Goliath as well. Well done. 25k or less. If you've got 25,000 at 2,500, 5,000, you're only playing 5 bigs. I'm guessing that would be a scenario of losing a big hand in the last level.
So going to Mike's point here. So Mike, you're telling me you surrender 25 big sub.
Oh, sorry, sub 25 bigs.
Sub 25 bigs. So a stack of 6k coming back.
25,000.
150k. So 7.5x starting stack. Oh no, it's 25k in it. So 6x starting stack.
Yeah.
You're telling me you'd surrender that after grinding all day long?
I suppose,
Just,
25.
Yeah, 25
bigs is
more
like
than enough to work with.
150,000, isn't it, for tomorrow?
150,000, more than enough to work with. It's,
I was thinking more in the region of 80 or less.
Yeah, even 15 bigs I wouldn't be surrendering. It's especially if you feel like you've got an edge in the field as well. You're gonna sort of take spots that other players aren't taking, and you can find yourself doubling up straight away and being straight back in with a shout. I remember Pt.2 Reading last year. I came back to day 2 with 8 big blinds.
Yeah.
8 big blinds, and ended up finishing 4th. So it's like it means nothing really.
So Queen Jack on a flop of 10-9-3. Check calls. Checks when he hits the nut straight. And now bets 26,000. Tough spot for Byron. Straightening, flushing. Doesn't have top pair either.
Looks like he's going to call here, Byron. I'm surprised that he's counting out chips here for a call. Sort of, you got to think how the hand's played out here. Byron's opened the button, small blind's called. Byron's continued on the flop. Small blind's called again. So sort of devising a range from that perspective. He's got a lot of straight draws, a lot of 10x, a lot of 9x, a lot of club draws as well in that range. And sort of the hands that don't make the straight make a pair. so you expect them to check call most of the time. So I think Byron will come to the correct decision. He's been making the correct decision almost always on this feature. But just from that perspective, from a range perspective, there's not really anything that we beat here. Yeah, we do have the Queen of Clubs in our hand, which is a key card. It is a key card in the way we block hands like Queen Jack and plausible flush draws. But he does come to the correct decision.
So 295,000 is big stack. And the blinds at 2.5.
Yeah, that's fair enough, Mike, I guess. But it just seems, I don't know, it seems a bit, I don't know, wasteful in a way. Everyone, honestly, entitled to surrender whatever they want. But I just think after grinding all day, if you've got 20 bigs, 25 bigs, as you said, it just 25 bigs, you're more within a chance of getting in early day 2, getting a decent spot, getting a double, and then boom, you're straight in there. So it's all down to opinion, though. I understand if you want to have more bullets and give yourself another chance, that makes sense. Brad, good stack go through to day 2 with
anything over 20 bigs.
Yeah, anything over 20 bigs, you're well within the running, but just making it through. Obviously, as long as you haven't made it through with 1-2 bigs, but making it through in itself, it's just as long as you've got chips in front of you, you still got a chance, you still got your tournament life, the most important thing. And that is something to take note of as well.
Ace King for Byron. Ace King suited. So we're going to see a flop. Well, he's raised it to 17.5.
Yeah, Jonathan in C8's limp the 6-5 club, so we haven't actually seen a limp for a while on the featured.
Well, I think he might limp call, to be fair. 5-6 suited. He's not liking the suits, to be fair. Not that he knows.
Yeah, we're back to full ring again now, so I either go either way with the 6-5 of clubs here. Either sort of open or pass. Maybe 6 high, maybe just goes into the mark, especially now with full ring. But decided to limp his option. Matthew got deuces in the big, he makes the call. He's perfectly fine here. Both deep, effective stack would be just under 200k, so got a nice price to set mine.
Yep.
And if he hits a set, could win a huge pot. But I think that's going to bring Jonathan along now with the 6-5 of clubs. He's counting out the chips. And after some deliberation, he eventually flicks it in, Jonathan. So we're going 3-way to this flop.
Oh, this is action.
Yeah, 2 flush draws here.
2 flush draws.
Yeah, raw flush draw for Byron. Huge flop for the ace king here. 2 overs, gutter ball to the nuts, nut flush draw, raw flush draw. Jonathan with the 6 high flush draw. Is he going to do it? I hope he's not tower. Is he going to do it? Is he going to donk?
Oh, what's this called?
Well, with the actual technical term in the poker world, it's called a donk when you lead into the aggressor. And he's going to get himself into a world of trouble here because Byron, with this hand, he's got equity.
Yeah.
Ridiculous amount of equity, and you can exclude hands like 10s and queens from Jonathan's range because he limp called. Queen 10 obviously a possibility, but even against Queen 10 we're still basically flipping.
What are we raising to?
And
90?
Definitely raising in this spot after the donk, and it just makes it. He's loving it.
So
As soon as his eyes would have lit up as soon as he saw Jonathan counting the chips. And this is another problem as well with the donk lead. When we've got a flush draw here, I know we can see in this case it's not live, but if it was live, we don't actually get to realise our equity, because a lot of the time we're just going to have to fold now. But and that's one of the big problems as well, sort of donking these flush draws. And when you get raised, you just have to flick it into the muck sometimes, and we don't get to realise our equity. And this all started from what I would have liked to see be a fold pre-flop with the 6-5 early position. If it just goes into the muck, we don't sort of create this spot for ourselves. And as I say, pre-flop is always the foundation of a poker hand. And he does just get out of the way. So 40k lost off his stack there, Jonathan. Just from not tossing the 6 high into the muck from early position. And Byron absolutely flying at the moment. Calling in tough river spots when he's ahead, folding in tough river spots when he's behind, and seems to be chipping up very nicely.
So we're heading towards the end of the Goliath Day 1A. Fantastic turnout yet again. We say it year on year, on year on year.
On year?
On year. 946 runners, 881 last year in the biggest Goliath ever. 946. More of the same tomorrow, thank you very much. What we will be doing is in a couple of minutes we'll be heading out to get the guys who are bagging and tagging, and we'll have a quick chat around the room. That's what we will be doing. And the ending always goes in right at the end interviews, and then more of the same from 11:30 on the stream. Lines are 2.5, 5, not 2,000, 4,000. You just not put them up. It's 2.5, 5 with a 5.
So Patrick opens on the button. King Jack of Diamonds.
So we're going to grab a couple of videos from the end of the day. We'll have a quick walk around and be back with you for the ending. But 2 minutes as we go and see the guys bagging and tag. Jay's still here. So we carry on as normal.
As normal. So Byron taking another one down there with the 8 high. Bets his gut shot to the nuts with just 8 high. Understands he's not going to win at showdown and takes it away from the king high. So can't lose a pot at the moment, this boy. Flying on the featured table. Cheers, Vicky. Great to have you with us. No break, Brad. We've got about half hour left on the day, and then well, in about 20-25 minutes hand we'll draw for the number of hands left to play. We'll play that number of hands, and then players will bag and tag, and that will be the end of the first day here in Coventry for the Goliath. first day one. So folded to Matthew, his turn to open the King Jack on the button. Antonio in the big blind. 7k to call, getting just under 3 to 1 in the call. He's got 9-8 off. Some connectors. He's playing 18 big blinds though, so he might want to preserve his stack, or he might flick it in to see if he can catch a piece of the flop. Pretty marginal one, this one, very marginal, because of the size. But yeah, I like the decision 5. You can go either way there, because the blinds are actually 5k. We're running ante at 500. He's actually getting a more attractive price than it looked, and just makes a tight fold and gets out of the way perfectly fine. Waiting for a better spot. He's still got around half hour to find that. Nothing wrong with an 18 big blind stack either, taking that through to day 2. Thanks everyone that's been with us all day as we approach the end of the day. Everyone in the chat box, been great. Had a few flip free rolls, been fun. We had the free roll at 7. We'll have more flips tomorrow starting from 12 o'clock. Will be only 4 free rolls tomorrow. We did add the extra one in today because we did think there was one occurring at 4. And if you are heading down tomorrow for day 1B, you can play some flip and goes from 9:30 until around 10:30, 11 to try and get into the Goliath for a fraction of the price. Blinds on day 2, Brad, 3k, 6k. Running ante of 500. That will be the blinds coming back for day 2. Scott, under the gun. Got the boots, aces. Antonio, not playing the 7 deuce in the small. Let's get into the muck. 6-3 off for Jonathan and a quick fold, and Scott getting the open through the aces. Cheers Dennis, see you tomorrow. If you are heading down tomorrow and you're not looking to play the main event, we do have a few sides running tomorrow. We have the Vegas 100 3000 red tooth. That's a £35 buy, and that kicks off at 11. We've obviously got the Goliath main event flight B. We'll have the final day of the 2550. That starts at 1 o'clock, so if you made day 2, you need to be here for 1. And then we've got the Women's Poker Championship at 6 o'clock. £58 entry, that one. And then finally we've got the red tooth win the button for £40. That kicks off at 7 o'clock, and that's a 20-minute clock on that one. So there's the events that are running tomorrow if you are heading down. Personally, Nate, my opinion on the limping with the aces under the gun. The problem with it, obviously it can be profitable in some spots for the limp raise, but you also need to incorporate, if you're going to do that, you're going to need to incorporate some limp raises in with some hands like 7-8 suited, some ace-5 suited as well, just for balance. So that's why I just don't opt to limp at all. Pre-flop is either an open or a fold, almost always. Obviously over limping perfectly fine. If someone comes in for a limp, over limping perfectly fine behind. Not with aces, obviously, but with other hands. But yeah, if you are going to sort of incorporate a limp strategy with your big hands from early position into your range, then you also need to do it with some bluffs as well, just for balance. and that's why I don't elect to do it too much, well, at all really. But everyone has a different strategy on it. Some players will limp their big hands, and then limp re-raise. But the problem with that, a lot of players that do it, they're not balanced in that way. They're sort of unbalanced and never turn up with a bluff there. It's always going to be a monster. And if you are going to do it, you need to make sure you do incorporate some bluffs into that. Vicky, live feed starts tomorrow at 11:30, so we'll be kicking off around then. Night, Mum. See you tomorrow. Early night for you on a Saturday, but I'm sure we'll have a chat tomorrow. But then there can be times if you've got like there will be certain scenarios like anomalies where you got someone at your poker, some certain names in poker that will be playing that will just be opening every hand, and then obviously it becomes so profitable to start limping hands like that early position because you know they're going to open 100%, but that occurs at such a low frequency. But it's all about being able to adjust and understanding the table and just making that adjustment when it does occur. It's a very rare occasion when you have sort of a maniac on your table opening 100% of pots. But if you ever do get into that situation, then it's always important to adjust. And in poker, sort of the best players will take both a game theory approach and an exploitative approach to try and maximise their value and spots.
Back. I am honest, I'm back.
He's back.
Atter's back. Woo!
But great thing about this game, everyone has different opinions on how to play.
I want the same opinion as you so I can win something. You've done all the studying and all the book reading.
To be honest, I'm a bit of a lazy reader. It's more audio books, I'm not going to lie.
All right.
Yeah, it's more of an audio book person.
So heading towards the clock being paused and a certain number of hands to finish the evening.
We're off to the races.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, we got a flip here, pocket eights and the ace king. So 13 big blinds effective, 65k. So to the flop, 8 at risk.
So we have an all in, the 8s against the ace king, I think. There we go.
8's holding at the moment.
We just needed the dealer to slow down a little bit,
right, so the
to help us.
10 brings some more out to the ace king now. It's a Broadway draw, so an ace king or a jack. So the 8s are going to get a double up, and the ace king of Thomas going to be crippled down to 25k, 6 big blinds.
Now this is surrenderable.
Yeah, this is. But the thing is, what will happen now if I'm Thomas as we approach the end of the day? If you're going to surrender a stack sub 10 bigs anyway, you might as well just put it in with any 2. If you know you're going to surrender a stack that small, just put it in with any 2 and take a little punt, take a gamble.
I don't want to come back with that, you know.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Nate. Sort of limp in to induce. Well, if you've got like someone at your table that you know they don't play a lot and they won't sort of be taking notice of your actions and they'll just be thinking about their hand and they won't think about sort of ranges and limp raise ranges, then yeah, perfectly fine. It's just all about exploiting your opponents and understanding their sort of mistake propensities at the table and try and take advantage of it.
couldn't have done that. He couldn't have done that, right?
So the next hand with the blinds at 2,500, 5,000 during the last level.
So Thomas, 6 big blinds, king 8, in it goes, Scott on the button with the ace deuce. Expect him to fold this hand. I know he's got an ace in this spot, but okay, no, he's ISOing. The problem with a hand like ace deuce, you never got a hand dominated. That's the problem with the hand, like the king 8, as you can see here, unless someone's shoved king deuce or sort of a deuce x hand, which is going to be a rarity, but it's very hard to have a hand dominated. So when you do put it in, equity wise, you're not going to be the biggest favourite in the world. Like your opponent's always going to have 6 clean outs, unless you spike your ace, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, just ripped it in.
So the 25,000 with the blinds at 2.5, 5 bigs. We need the cards in the middle, please, dealer. Thank you very much. Excellent. King 8 for Thomas. Scott is in front with the ace deuce.
If I lose, I don't go out, do I?
Does he double?
I fancy the king 8. I reckon he's going to double. Alright, can I change my mind? You've got some backdoor straight possibilities. That is one of them. So 7, queen, king, or an 8, and it's a brick on the river. So we're going to lose.
I thought you were running well in these, but obviously.
Yeah, I just can't hit anything at the moment. Couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat.
So last one in the last few hands of the day. The clock will be paused very soon, and a certain number of hands. Lines 2,500, 5,000, running down to your 500. The last level of the day.
Can I introduce all the players and dealers in 2550? The one will be 300, 600, and 75 dealers. Please begin to do.
So the 2550 continues. I don't know what the actual number finished at in the 2550, but we will try and find out what there is.
It's a 7, I think.
Did the whole room go for a break, but the feature table didn't? No. They might have been the players from the 2550 coming to have a wander round. Just under 20 minutes to go until the end of the session. Would I have any idea what the biggest stack is? About 500,000 maybe?
540 fell roughly.
540,000. So we have an all-in, and we're going to get a call. The jacks against the ace-king. Patrick in seat 4. Anonymous, unfortunately. Mr. Anonymous is chip leader. So the ace, king and the jacks. Jacks against ace, king. The ace hits the jacks. Have just lost the flip. Ace, king. For Scott, doubles up to 233,000. Brad, have you had a refresh? I don't know what you're watching. The room is definitely not empty and hasn't been empty for over 2.5 hours. Because we play 4 levels for the final session. We do. So I don't know what you're watching, Brad. I have no idea what you're watching, Bradders. But we haven't had a break for 4 levels, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes. Certain number of hands will be shouted very soon.
So the players dealers in Goliath main event. After the hand in progress, you will be playing 6 hands. So we are playing 6 more hands. So once again, all the players and dealers in the Goliath event, when you finish the hand in progress, you will be playing 6 more hands. Can I ask all the spectators to please vacate the tournament area at this stage of the tournament?
So, the last 6 hands, this is the first hand of the 6. Blinds, 2,500, 5,000. Running ante 500. Oh, somebody just shouted, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we're all in. So we do have an all in. Looks like C4.
Yeah, it looks like a blow with 2 big blinds. Has flicked his last 2 big blinds in.
Yeah.
As expected this late in the day. I'm not sure if he wants to bust or double up.
I know. What do you do in this situation? If he doubles up, is he all in next hand as well?
Yeah, definitely.
And the next hand is
and
that?
The next hand,
Yeah.
and the next hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unaware of the hold-ins at the moment. I think I saw his tray. I don't know why chipping up's going on midway through an all-in, but...
He raised the 10k. I had this and like, I don't know, 400. I pulled it to 400.
I think we're just we're redoing the hand and rewinding.
Yeah, I think
to get the actual
calculating the
bet.
pot.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, but you can't say it's no action. It's 500 action. It's 8 players.
So Patrick is all in for 15.6. The cards are on the backs.
Yeah, I'd like to.
So we will see the cards eventually when we see the flop. We have deuce 7 against ace 3.
The whip looks like it's on its way out.
Yeah.
Gonna need to find running 7 deuce or
That is
running 3-4, and that will be that.
Yep. So we lose one. Patrick. The whip.
Yeah. That's 7 deuce. The whip.
Is it the whip? Is it?
Worst hand in poker.
Worst hand in poker. 7 deuce. The whip. So down to the last 4. Interviews at the end. As we.
Last 5. That was a sick hand. Pretty sure. Is it last?
No. The first one was the last one, I thought.
I've got a few here as well. If you look at exchange rate.
Interviews as always, and a quick roundup to finish the day, and then back tomorrow at 11:30 for a 13-hour live stream. Here at the Goliath. Quality day. Yet again, 946. In 15 minutes, the tower will be in bed. Because tomorrow morning at 9 AM, we're on his way back down because we will be doing flip and goes. Live in the casino at 9:30, flip and goes.
In 15 minutes.
For an hour.
In the 15 minutes, I'll be on the M6 driving to my bed.
Oh yeah, I might get a cookie and an apple to enjoy when I get upstairs. What will you do? Will you get that, Andy? Well,
Yeah, so I'll have an
I think you're gonna. Did you get a nice warm cookie, Andy, when you logged in?
into the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. They give everyone who stays in that hotel.
Yeah.
Do they really?
Did you forget to get yours?
Don't.
Okay.
It's too soon.
Not too soon. Way too soon, guys. Come on. Way too soon.
I had to limp.
Oh, did you again? There's 64 rooms on the first floor. I'm in the 63rd of them.
Did anybody see my video?
Rather be on
from a couple of years ago. That's why I limp. Down here.
Rather be in the 63rd room than the 65th that don't exist.
So the blinds are 2,500, 5,000, honest.
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 I've got 4,000. 1,000 and I give you 5. Okay, yeah.
So I reckon this is the third of the last 6. That's what I'm guessing. We've lost all count and everything. We've had incidents and all sorts going on. We have an all-in triangle. Antonio.
Ha.
For 80,000.
What a sick value jam this is with 9 high.
Yeah. It's good.
6 gapper.
Yeah, 6 gapper.
Cheers, Brad. All the best. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks everybody else for tuning in as well. We've got the video and the roundup to finish with, as always. After however many hands are left, I've lost count completely.
Yep, cheers, Brad. Sure, we'll see you in the chat box tomorrow.
We've done as best to make it last as long as possible, this last 6 hands.
The all in for 2 big blinds that took 10 minutes might have been
Byron raises to 11.
And Scott in the big blind. Looks like he's going to flick it in. Unaware of his holding. It does flick the 6k in. Flop of Ace King 7. Expect to see Byron continue almost always here. Great flop for his range. Also got equity to the nuts, and we only have Queen High, which is unlikely going to win at a showdown. But just a bet of 8k, really small bet here, and just gets a quick fold out of Scott.
So the last 2 hands. I think the deal is just the last 2. Could be last 4.
Could be last 6.
It could. I think we've had 4 hands out of 6.
Good night, Vicky. See you tomorrow in the
thanks.
chat.
Thanks, Vicky. Cheers, Russell.
Cheers, Russell.
Thank you very much indeed.
So Matt in C5. 10-9 of clubs. You know, the way Antonio's been playing this stack, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just move.
The lot is in.
There it is.
Yep.
And
Jonathan's getting out of the way.
Yep, quick fold from Jonathan.
C9, getting out of the way.
Quick fold from Scott.
Yeah, we like this. That's the way. And I like that. We initially raised from Matthew. He instantly knew what was happening if we were having a shove, and that was a snap fold. Already thought what he's doing if somebody raised him. So the last hand is upon us. Joe Saunders says, cheers, hat. What was that then?
One of the best poker dealers you're ever likely to meet.
Well done, Joe. Cheers, Nate.
He's a wizard at PLO pots. Absolute wizard. Ask him what the pot is, he'll do it in half a second.
Yeah, awesome. Cheers, Nate. Cheers, Joseph. Thanks, Joe. All you guys.
Cheers,
been
all.
here most of the day. And we're doing it all again for the next 6. For the day ones. Antonio does it again.
Yep. Obviously his intentions are clear. He either wants a above average stat going into a day 2, or he wants another shot later in the week.
Out goes 7, out goes 8, out goes 9. Byron looks down at his last 2 cards of the night. It's King 8 off. They're in the muck. That is it. Here's what they said at the end. So, yet again, never ceases to amaze us. 808 here in the biggest Goliath we have had this year. 946 have played day 1A. It is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Quick word with former champ Mika. How are you? Are you well?
All good, man.
What have we done since? We're not seeing too much of you since the massive Goliath week. But what have you been doing? Are you still playing as much?
No, I'm not playing anymore that much. It's just a hobby these days, but it's nice to be back every year.
Good to see you. And you made day 2.
I have made day 2 for the first time since 2015.
It's a good effort. What's it been like all day?
Ups and downs. It's my second bullet today.
Yeah.
I lost a 250k pot with kings against jacks about 2 hours ago, so that sucked. But from 40k up to 116. So
can you remember what day 2 stack was when you actually won it?
360. So I got some work to do on next Saturday.
Yeah, but you got a nice little rest.
Yeah.
Plan for the week?
Unfortunately, work.
Oh.
Actually, I'm getting married on Wednesday, so
Really?
that's a nice thing.
Congratulations, young man.
Officially.
Congratulations. Well, we'll see you for day 2.
Absolutely.
You've done it once. You never know.
You never know. It would be a good story.
We could do it again. Great to see Mika. Top man. And he's getting married on Wednesday. Congratulations to him. The numbers, it says on the board 138. We were expecting around about that number because 111, we keep reverting back to last year because that's the ballpark for the biggest Goliath in history. Don't forget, come a week on Sunday, £100,000 guaranteed to the winner of the event. But all the players have just about bagged in. Excuse me, come here. Go on, have one.
And I'll tell you what, I've seen social media, right? And I ain't heard what you said on YouTube. But I can imagine.
How on earth can you play poker? Come here.
No, I know what.
Tell the world who you are. Tell the world.
John.
John, we've seen you on the feature.
Yeah.
You've had this on. Why?
Why? I don't know, really. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a festival. Have a laugh, have a bit of crack, and try to be a bit of fun on the game.
Were you playing the flip and goes this morning?
You know I was. Yeah.
Did you spend 1 or 2 bullets? Did you try?
Yeah, it's a casino's money. I don't give a toss. I've already won, haven't I? So I don't really care about
day
that.
2?
Yeah, day 2, about 150, so that's all right. Not too bad.
Bad.
So
We've enjoyed it.
Yeah, you can keep them.
Absolutely.
I've got something else lined up for day 2 now.
One thing I am not keeping them, let me tell you.
Listen, day 2, you wait till you see what's coming day 2. Trust me.
Well done, mate. Well done, John.
Right.
I'll give you the hat back. And honestly, you can keep them. Top man.
Wait till day 2.
Top man, we'll go straight over to the feature table to finish this evening. And I'm going to have a quick word with Byron Sugars because the guys and the guys have just finished, and I'm going to have a quick word. And just quickly get on here. Byron, can you just stand up for us? Come here. Come here. Thanks for entertaining us. What you ended up with?
357.
Good day.
Very good day.
I want you to tell me about the t-shirt and all the lads and all the women that have. So I've seen the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just tell us the story behind it.
It's Ben Wilson. He's a Rico Reg. No one had a bad word to say about him, to be honest. Fortunately, passed away suddenly a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Only 36. He's getting married in 2 weeks. Has a little boy. You know, and he loves this game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He loved the game. So what better way, to honour him?
Yeah.
Get some t-shirts.
And there are buckets and collections around.
Yeah, there's a collection in the cash room, right at the cash desk, chained to that desk.
Absolutely.
So we're taking any donations, big or small, cash, chips, checks, whatever, Yeah.
We've done so many bullets in previous times. We've had dresses on, we've had pink outfits on. We've made day 2. Is it 1 bullet?
1 bullet, yeah. Well, I know. Can't play the rest of the week, so.
You can play the sides.
No,
you can have a good time.
I got Thursday off work, so I'll probably play Wednesday night and Thursday night. So.
Oh, no, making day 2 on a great
Yeah,
course. Fingers crossed for a cracking
Cheers,
day
mate.
2. That is the end of day 1A and a stunning day. Thanks to everybody involved. Always thanks to you in the chat box. We'll do it all again live in the casino from 11 in the morning. On the stream it's 11:30 for day 1B. Catch you tomorrow.